Hey ladies, I'm here to tell you all about brushes. So, what type of brushes to use, right? I have all sorts of different kinds of brushes. Back from my Aveda days, like seriously, these brushes are from like 1997. Kid you not. They are Aveda brushes. They're actually made with real hair, animal hair, wood. They're actually really nice brushes. But when you are dealing with cream base makeup, it's actually better to use synthetic brushes. So I have quite the collection here. I actually have a double collection. I bought these brushes here from Amazon and I paid $11. I think there were like 9 or 12 of them in there. It included this nice little fluffy brush. It included this kabuki brush, which is flat, which I like to use for base makeup. This I like to buff out my blush with. This is actually technically a blush brush as well. So kind of between the two of them, I would say this is my foundation. I will use this one as kind of a contour brush that I'll kind of rub. I honestly usually just go with what's in my hand. I'll use this as my foundation as well as the kabuki. I'll buff up my contour colors, but then when you're looking at tighter contours, I like to use these when like it's underneath my eye and I'm brushing down. You'll see me do that. So just to get an idea size, you know, their size, here's my thumb compared to my thumb. So that's a good, and then this compared to my palm, you can see there. Shorter, more dense brushes, like this one would be better control for some of the cream when you're looking to concentrate it in a certain area. So if I'm taking highlight and I wanna, let's do it, because quite honestly, this is not a super bright makeup application I have, and I didn't go in and do another extra highlight, which I normally do. So if you take this little guy here, right, and you just tap it, it's just more control when it's smaller, and then you press it, and then you have more control in that area. So again, tapping, it's like you're pressing the product in instead of going and spreading it. You're pressing it in instead of spreading it. See how that gave me a nice little pop of brightness? So my two favorite brushes is this angled brush. It's kind of a fluffy brush, but it's not a fluffy brush. It's a little bit more compact. And again, compared to my thumb, I would say they call it kind of a large angle brush. I love doing this for my transition. I like to use these for my transition. And then this is one of my favorites. Like this one needs to get washed right now. This one is, I have two fluffy brushes. I have one that I mostly just use for my darker colors, and then I have one I try to use for my lighter colors. And I'm not super anal about which is which. I kind of go with whichever is the dirtiest, darkest one. That's the one I'm going to use for my darker colors. But these fluffy brushes really just blend everything really well. Like if I do my first coat, they just quickly, and this is called a large one. And let's talk about compared to my thumb. This is considered a large fluffy brush. So I love this to come in here and blend, blend, blend. So I don't have any like harsh lines. So that's this. I have a couple here that could use a washing. So I'll pull those out because I'm going to show you those as well. Fingers, I love using my fingers as brushes as well, just to at least get the product on. A lot of times I will be doing my blush and then I'll just take and put that on the base. So, and then you can do, oftentimes I will use 1 to 2 brushes for my whole eye. These are kind of my go-tos. These two. I mean, and literally I could use a fluffy brush if I wanted to do something, you know, quick. So I have some notes here that I'm looking at. So different types. This is, okay. See, that's what happens when I start grabbing things and then I set them down and then I can't find them. Okay, so we talked about this flat kind of brush. This little tapered brush here, this is a small tapered brush. See my pointer finger? So it's pretty small. I like to use this for blending up my eyebrows. I'll use that one for my eyebrows. I'll also use this one to soften my liner after I do the liner. That just gives a really good softening of your liner. So I use a brush like this, which is, again, a more flat one, as a contour if I'm gonna contour my nose, which I don't do very often, but if I'm using, if I'm really glamming it up and I really want it to wow, I don't mind my nose, it's just, it is what it is. So, and then this little guy here, this, you know, oh, this little guy here, this little tiny, it's a compact, it's considered, just a flat brush, I guess. I think they call them a flat brush. So if you look here, this I like to use as to actually put on my eyeliner, and then whatever's left over, I'll go in with my brows as well. Otherwise, this little guy here, tiny, I'll use that for my eyeliner as well. It's kind of whatever I grab. This is one of those Aveda ones that are natural brushes, so I probably shouldn't be using them, but I've had them for over 22 years, so I figure I might as well use it. I just bought this guy at the dollar store because I want to compare. This came in the set I bought. Do you see the difference in sizes? This gets to be a little large when I'm spreading out my eyeshadow underneath my eyes. So then I thought this one would be perfect, but it's definitely more tapered and angled at the end. And I don't love this. This kind of pokes at my eye. It's not very comfortable. Where these brushes for $11 for like 9 of them are super soft. I love that they're bamboo versus plastic. They're just made out of bamboo, so it's real wood. So I like that part of it as well. And they're super soft. I will post the link so you can order them on Amazon with this post. For the most part, I think I covered almost all those brushes. Yep, I did. So let's talk about cleaning them and how often. I think you just have to base it on the condition. Honestly, when I watch my upline do their videos, they're always talking about how dirty the brushes are. I feel like I do a pretty good job keeping my brushes cleaned. I would probably say the brushes that I use the most, once you start using this cream stuff, because it does kind of harden a little bit, I probably wash my main ones that I use all the time. Like these two are by far the ones I use the most. I probably wash them weekly, to be honest with you, and it's super simple. I have my my hand wash here in my bathroom is just a pure cast iron soap, so it's all natural, not very harsh. I literally will just put a little in here, and I will just run a little water on it. I know it's kind of hard to see. I'll run a little water on it. Now I'm dripping. And this is how I wash my brushes. And I like having a couple different brushes, a couple different sets, because I kind of regularly will have a couple brushes drying. So then I just give them a rinse, give them a good rinse, give it a good shake. I shake it, and then I just let them dry, and that's it. And I usually will just leave them on my, you can hang them upside down, but if you give them a good shake, it's not a big deal. I just let them sit and dry. Here's a couple more that could probably use to, again, and I'll do 3 at a time. I'll run them underneath a little water. Of course, water doesn't dissolve the makeup because this makeup, I mean, you need to use the soap. And again, I'm dripping. I just kind of rub it around. I just rub it around in my palm. And then I give them a rinse and call it good. Is there anything else I want to talk about being I have you here? I don't think so. I think that's everything. So that's the lowdown on the brushes. I am including, if you commented on the one post, voting for which eye makeup application, almost all the gifts, depending on which one, not all of them, but almost all the letters had me giving a free brush. And it will be a surprise what kind of brush you're gonna get. I will probably include a brush based on what you've ordered. If you've only ordered eyeshadows, I'll probably try to include a nice eyeshadow brush. If you've ordered face makeup or blush, maybe I'll throw in a blush brush, but you will be getting a free nice blush with your order. So I think it's fun to kind of get a good collection of brushes. Thanks, ladies. Talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.